What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith. One of the biggest hotspots on the internet for NFL draft coverage is right here. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, I also have another home run hitter for this year's 2024 NFL draft. This guy is a sack machine and an absolutely amazing teammate. And any NFL team that takes and selects him, he will definitely immediately elevate that team right off the bat. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome the legend himself from James Madison University, one of the best edge rushers in this year's draft, award-winning defensive end, Jalen Green. Jalen, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, dude. Thank you again, man. I can't thank you enough, man. It's a blessing to be in your presence, man. Dude, you've had a lot of college success. You had an absolutely legendary college football career, man. And your final year at James Madison, you balled out, man. How's this whole process been for you, man?
It's been a really, great experience. Coming to JMU, I've been able to, forge a lot of friendships that, I'll definitely carry on for the rest of my life, but also, play ball next to some really good players and, be able to learn from some players that, whether I'm playing spend some time playing behind them or next to them with them, and then I also had the chance to compete against really good athletes, and we had a lot of success at my time here. Fortunate enough to win a lot of ball games, but it took a lot of hard work, and just very fortunate and grateful of my time at JMU.
Absolutely, man. Take us from the beginning, man. Where are you originally from, and when did you first fall in love with the game of football?
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and I first started playing the game when I was 5 years old. I was introduced by playing flag football, and ever since then, I just kind of took off with it. In my earlier youth days, I was kind of chubbier and spent some time in the interior defensive line specifically. But as I got older, I wanted to spend some time carrying the rock, so
Okay.
spent some time training real hard, trying to make some changes in my body, and eventually, spent some time playing running back. But just as I kept going and going, just had a very natural, instinctive, type of feel for the game defensively. And it was just very clear. My dad just was just always put in my head like you got a nose for the ball, like you know how to get to the ball no matter, and then he just, as far as recruitment, once we got to high school, he came between me wanting to try to do, play a little bit of offense and defense, but my dad and I talked it out and kind of figured, why not just start honing in
Yeah.
on my pass rush ability and defensive end, position in itself.
That's cool, man. That's awesome, man. And shout out to your pops, man. It sounds like he's had a huge impact on your life, man. That's amazing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes, sir, man. That being said, would you mind diving in just really quickly? Who are some people that really inspire you and help for you to that ultimately help for you to get to where you are today?
No doubt my parents, they made a lot of sacrifices, throughout my playing career, even, when I was, younger at a young age, just seeing, things they had to do just to give me some equipment or, get me back and forth to games. There was a lot of traveling and expenses, accumulated over that whole time, especially once you start looking at, recruitment and traveling to colleges and visiting things of that nature. But, just definitely them. And family members also, pitching in and helping out, just all the people that, made sacrifices for me to, get here, definitely that.
That's amazing. In the, I think you were there for 4 or 5 years at James Madison. What was your favorite memory playing football there?
I got a ton, but I think this past season
You can name
when
more
we
than one
beat,
if you want to.
now I got one in mind.
Yeah.
This past season we beat UVA, and that was the first time we got to match up with them in 40 years, and
Wow.
yeah, that game just meant a lot to people. It meant a lot to a lot of people. And after the game, seeing some fans, I saw some older men, crying, and I just, yeah, it shows you how special,
Man.
that moment was, and just to be able to be a part of that, it's just a real special moment.
That's so cool, man. Yeah, I heard all about you guys. I started paying attention. Shout out to your last year's quarterback or 2 years ago, Todd Centio. And I got to
Yes,
meet him in
sir.
last year's draft. Super great guy. And so I started paying a lot more attention to James Madison this year. And I'm like, dude, this program is sick, man. Like,
Yeah.
you guys had a great year. So congrats on all your success, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And you are the moves you make, and it's more than one move. You've used a multitude of them to get to the quarterback. And you pretty much have conquered and mastered the position of edge rusher / defensive end. I'd like to ask, man, who are some NFL players that you model your game after?
This past offseason, I spent a lot of time watching Micah Parsons.
Okay.
How elite he's a very elite edge rusher. Amazing get off, that I think, sets him up in a lot of favorable positions when it comes to those speed rushes. Then, dangerous counter move, that he sets up off of those speed rushes. And then, he's very just disruptive in the run game. And I definitely, say him, and then a little bit of TJ Watt too. I like the versatility he brings to the game. He's another elite edge rusher. Very disruptive in the run game as well. But he also, brings that aspect of the game in the coverage part of it, where he's dropping back, making plays, breaking on balls, getting interceptions, and so I say a little bit of those two.
Amazing, amazing. Now, do you have any favorite schemes that you prefer that you feel ultimately bring out your best qualities as an edge rusher?
Yeah. So over my time at James Madison, we're a four down front traditionally, and this year we started throwing in a lot of 3-4 packages, which let me stand up and kind of be the overhang kind of offense outside linebacker defense end where I'm standing in 2 point, edge rushing, but dropping back into coverage, and that kind of let us, create situations where we could send simulated pressures, send blitzes where I'm coming where I'm still coming off the edge, or send blitzes where I'm dropping back in coverage, or just different things, and little mind games that we were able to mess with opposing O lines and
Yeah.
offensive coordinators. I think definitely 3-4 defense is definitely something that allows me to things that I'm able to do.
Attributes and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man. I could definitely see that, man. Dude, it's like even if a team has a dope starter, like man, draft you a Jalen Green as a backup, man. That person goes down, he's gonna come in and he may not even give up the spot, man. So like I
all right, yeah,
absolutely love and adore your game. That being said, man,
appreciate it.
coming from James Madison University, right? A lot of people look at the draft prospects from the Floridas, the Alabamas, and what's super dope about NIL is it's dang near and it's just about getting there an even playing field as far as like talent. Coming from James Madison, do you ever feel like you have a chip on your shoulder when you play?
Yeah, no doubt. We're still new to the FBS world, and I spent a good amount of my career playing FCS at the FCS level. So
Yeah,
we were top dogs there, and then these past 2 seasons, we've been trying to prove ourselves. So that in itself kind of put that chip on our shoulder, just trying to prove that hey, football is football. Technique is technique. It's the same ball game.
yeah,
So we were just trying to prove that, we could do the same thing we were doing at the FCS level at the FBS level. And, obviously still kind of being one of them smaller schools, when you get mentioned in those same conversations with those guys with those bigger schools, and they say those things that, oh, he's from a smaller school, you definitely make a mental note, keep your receipts, but
yeah.
it is what it is. Like I said, it's football at the end of the day. I'm just hoping to, prove that I can, dominate and, play at elite level at the next level.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. And for any haters that you may potentially have, we all know with success, there's gonna be those people, man, kind of looking at you sideways. Um, that being said, for any haters that you may have, man, do you feel that you've hit your ceiling yet, man?
Not at all. Definitely, from, just the IQ of things, I got a ton that I can learn more about the game, just tendencies, schemes, just how I can put myself in the best position. And then, definitely, nah, I'm not anywhere near my potential. Definitely excited to see where I can grow, just even from like physical standpoint, and then also intellectual IQ aspect as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now you had 9 games your final year at JMU, 15 and a half sacks. I mean, shoot, man, 6 sacks is pretty good. 9 sacks is excellent. You had 15 and a half. You could give away some, and you still have more than enough, man. You balled out, man. Had a little bit of a hiccup with the knee, man. How was the knee feeling, man?
It's really good. 2 months away from post op, and we're ahead of schedule, and just trying to keep attacking rehab. I'm just getting cleared to in the weight room to start doing double leg stuff to where I'm squatting, and
Ooh.
I'm beginning that starting phase of jogging again. So we're well on our way, to recovery, and it's looking good. Just trying to keep it that way.
Man, that's awesome, man. That's really great to hear. Man, once your name is called this year, man, no matter what round you fall in from UDFA to day 1, 2, or 3, once your name is called, what are some of your goals year one in the NFL?
I just want to come in, put my head down, get to work, and just prove that, I'm an elite player. I can be, a consistent, dominant player at the next level, and I do want to have a long career. Hopefully, get my name up in the Hall of Fame, up there with the greats, and just make a great name and leave a legacy behind myself.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And for those who and I'm gonna have all your highlights below. So when I put the final edit out, some of these beautiful plays, man, poetry in motion is gonna be played out on the screen. But for those who ain't quite familiar with your work, what's something that you want people to know about you that sets you apart from other edge rushers in this year's draft?
Um, just the versatility that I bring to the game. I love rushing the passer. That's fun and always good stuff to do. But I can and can play in space and am very comfortable in space. So and that is something I am excited to grow and keep getting better at is my ability to play in space and the coverage aspect of things. But yeah, no, I think one thing that just that I say separates me from the other guys is my versatility that I bring to the game.
Amazing, amazing. Love it, man. And then final question of the day, man, for NFL scouts who watch these type of interviews and do a lot of research, ultimately wanting to know who is this person I may potentially bring on to my organization, right? What's something you want NFL scouts and NFL teams to know about you that they perhaps may not know already?
Them to know that I'm a hard worker.
Yeah, yeah,
Coming to college was my first time ever, not being the starter, main guy that the team needs to go out there and make a play. So early on, I think that was a little rough figuring out, just how to produce coming off the bench with the limited snaps. And
yeah.
it took some maturing to do. I think a little bit early on was just me, getting upset with my situation, but just realizing that hey, I can't afford to mess up these opportunities. I got to make the most of these. So I think maturing up and just keep working at it and putting my head down was something that I had to learn, and just that ability to just do that, put my head down and go to work. I'm just that kind of guy.
Man, I love it. I love it, dude. Jalen, thank you. Thank you so much for stopping on the show, man. I think I think you're an amazing person, man, off the field. It was so great to get to know the man underneath the helmet today, right? And then
Thank you.
oftentimes we see the person on the field and people don't know football players, just think they're a bunch of grunts, man. But you're a highly intellectual person, very smart, ahead of your time, man. And
Thank you.
you're,
Thank you.
I'm excited for you, man. I really am, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me. It was great.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. And before you go, man, any shout outs?
Um, I guess shout out to my peoples back home. My mom, dad, of course, my younger siblings.
Very
Um,
cool.
I don't want to feel like I'm leaving anybody out, but just all my peoples back home.
The whole family, the whole squad, everybody. You know, they watch the interview like, man, you remember that time I did this for you, man?
Yeah, exactly. You gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah, no, my bad. I got you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for tuning into another interview. Go down below in the description of this video, give him a follow, get inspired, check out his story, man. He has so much to give, and I'm really excited what the next chapter holds for him. Also, as well, comment below in the comment section and let us know how this interview made you feel. We'll catch you guys next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Thank you for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.